I was born and raised on a farm. I grew up outside of the small town of Mossbank, Saskatchewan, home of the second largest saltwater lake in Canada, the notorious pit stop Carlson Crapper, and 500 farmers and their babies. A little more background information about Mossbank. We just simply had one of everything. A gas station, post office, bank, grocery store, bar, and one little restaurant called the Betnale Cafe, where people from all around Saskatchewan would come to get burgers and paninis. I recently moved here to Burnaby, and I traveled to downtown Vancouver almost daily. I didn't really know what to expect when I moved here. I kind of got the impression that it was going to be all rainbows and butterflies and 24/7 fun. I mean, college, right? I soon figured out, though, that this wasn't really the case. My lifestyle completely clashed with the city. It didn't take me long to realize that this isn't how I want to spend the rest of my life, and that I think I took advantage of the great things I had back home. I started kindergarten in a class of 3, and we were all cousins. And when I graduated, there were 6 of us. We were all either related or neighbors of some sort. But despite that, we had a really great childhood. There wasn't any voting systems or tryouts for any of the sports teams or the clubs. So anyone who wanted to be included in something was simply just included. There wasn't much bullying either. I mean, over the course of the years, there was times we got on each other's nerves, but nothing that wasn't sorted out within a couple of days. Oh. Sorry, my mind's going blank here. Now, I'm currently in a class of 11, so it's not really much bigger than what I'm used to, but it's definitely a different scene. We all have our own lives and our own friends. We don't really hang out much after school or work anywhere near each other, and we definitely aren't on the same sports teams or go on vacations with each other. That calm farm atmosphere and familiar friendliness that I had has completely vanished for me. There was real silence, and instead of skyscrapers and roads, there was the stars and the sunrises. I've never felt more unsafe walking alone at night than I do here. I've never had to look over my shoulder as I walked. I was so used to having to wave to everyone on the highways and the streets, like a good old Canadian, and I have never, ever, ever had to lock my house or my car before. If I was ever in trouble or stuck, you can bet anyone who saw me was willing to just stop and give me a hand. This was usually followed by some beer, some chicken wings, and some really good conversation. You also don't see many children just riding the bus alone or walking down Robson's by themselves. You certainly don't see them at the mall or the park without a parent. I was roaming the streets of Mossbank starting at the age of 6 on my own, and it was never uncommon to just see a few kids playing at the park alone for a couple of hours. As I got older, I discovered that you could literally stay at anybody's house. Parties were typically at one of the same places, and it was always the same people. There was no fighting and no drama. And when the party was over, we could all just crash at anybody's house. You could crash at the party, crash at the neighbor's, buddy's house, buddy's grandma's house. We were all pretty comfortable with each other, and we knew each other so well. Plus, there's the simple perks you can't really change here, like never having to stop at a stoplight, look for a spot to park, or wait in line for coffee. The truth is, my town didn't have any police, So while many of you may think that's a downfall, the truth is we just didn't really need them. I don't know my neighbors' names here. I've talked to a few of them over the last 6 months, but I don't feel that I know them well enough that, say, if I needed a cup of sugar, they'd just be willing to give it to me. Sorry, lost track of mind again. We also worked and celebrated like a real community. Everyone pitched in to help to donate, to cook, whatever needed to be done for anything would be done. And it was really rewarding too, because having a whole community of people who know each other and care about each other and can laugh together, it's actually truly something amazing. And so basically what I'm getting at here is that I'd like to see a little more of that. I'd like to see kids get to know each other, not just know who they are, but like learn about each other. I'd like to see blocks become neighborhoods and neighborhoods become communities. I'd like to see everyone just appreciate each other and each other's things a little bit more. I wish that everyone would just smile and be friendlier, get to know each other. Because I think at the end of the day, I don't think it really matters who's at the top. It's about if you fall, how many people are going to be there to catch you.